Okay, welcome to this wonderful chair yoga practice today. So, hopefully, this finds you with a chair and on your mat or on the floor. I have a couple blocks here, which are uber wonderful to use to put under your feet because you will find that if you're sitting on the chair, depending on the height of the chair, right? Like your knees could be pointing down. So if I come to the side, you'll see that there's a little bit of a slant here in my knees. But if I use those blocks, it lifts my knees up, my thighs up, so they're level with the ground. So I can really get into those poses a little bit nicer. So that's where blocks are super wonderful. And you'll also see I have a blanket on my chair, which a blanket's nice to have for the beginning and the end of class. I do have a strap, which you can use. A strap, if you don't have, you can use a belt, or you can even use a scarf, something long to help for extension, to create space in your poses so that you're not all constricted. And I do have a bolster behind me as well. So come to your seat, wherever that may be, whatever you're sitting on. And I'm going to put my feet on those blocks because it does feel super comfortable. And just really wiggle around and move the fleshy flesh out from under your bum. And just close your eyes here. And start first with some pranayama, some breath exercises. Inhale and exhale, really lightening your breath here. Being gentle and soft and listening to your inhalation and your exhalation, letting yourself relax even more. Let your breath come easy. Try to even out that breath, that samavriti breathing, inhaling to a certain count number and exhaling to the same count number. Maybe that's 4, maybe it's 6. It really does depend on you and your body. As you inhale, you can try that pause at the top of the inhale, and on the exhale, pause at the bottom. Really trying to stretch and even out your breath here. If you'd like, you can bring one hand to your belly and one to your chest. Sense your breath moving up into your rib cage and dissolving in that space as you exhale back down like a big umbrella. If any thoughts come up, disregard those thoughts. Think of them as a bubble and label that bubble and touch them with a feather. Right? And just let that bubble pop or just flick that bubble away with that thought in it. Just a very light touch, but just sort of gently push it out of sight. And let them go. Let these thoughts go. No big deal. Just relax, relaxing your face, your forehead, your cheeks, your jaw. Relax your shoulders and your chest, your heart center. Feeling each breath take away a little more resolve, filling your body with calmness and peace. Breathing in that peace and breathing out joy for your practice today. Feeling grounded in your sits bones and your feet on the blocks or the floor. Continuing that breath. Now slowly bring your hands back down to your thighs. We're going to move into some joint relieving exercises, some joint freeing exercises to increase some flexibility. We're all spending a lot of time sitting at desks and chairs right now at home, so we're just going to move into a few of those exercises to help with that. So bringing your toes out in front of you, point and curl your toes, and when you do this, really spread those toes wide, really curl them down, give those toes a wiggle. For women, we wear high heel shoes a lot, and so this is really very nice for our toes. Switch feet, pointing and flexing those toes, curling those toes under, remembering throughout all these exercises to be sitting up nice and tall, pressing down in those sits bones, feeling a length and space in your spine. And now you might have to sit back in your chair just a little bit for this one, because you're going to bring both feet out in front of you and just rub the sides of your feet together, right? That activates some of those nice little sensors on the sides of your feet. And then curl your feet towards each other. You have to use and squeeze those thigh muscles, right, to really get that nice little curve in your toes and your ankles. Maybe even V your feet out here. Oh, you heard Minecraft, right? And then bring your feet down to the blocks here. And bring one of your legs, it doesn't matter, straight out in front of you on the inhale. And then bend it on the exhale into your chest and then back down to the ground. Inhale, leg straight. Exhale, knee in. And back down. Inhale, straight. Really flex those toes up to the ceiling. Really feel engagement in your core and a length in your spine as you inhale that leg out. Exhale in and then back down. And move through a few of these at your own pace. Inhaling straight out. Exhaling, bending that knee towards your chest and then back down. And on the next one, bring both feet planted on those blocks, and remembering your feet should be hip distance, so not together, but have a little bit of a distance between those feet there. Moving into some seated cat-cows. So hands on your knees. As you inhale, pressing those shoulders back towards the back like you're holding onto a ball. Your chin comes up towards the ceiling, and then exhaling, rolling those shoulders together, chin down to your chest for that cat pose. Feeling a nice stretch in that upper back. As you inhale, back to cow, shoulders back and down, chin up, and exhaling to cat, chin to chest, shoulders rounded, and move into those cat-cows on your own. Inhaling and exhaling to cow and cat, or cat and cow, whichever one you want to do first, right? Really getting into each of the spaces in your body, feeling again the stability in your base. You never want to compromise strength for balance, or balance for strength. So if you're feeling unbalanced because you're trying to be super strong as you're moving through some of these poses, pull back. You always want to have that balance first, because as you get that balance, you will continue to develop your strength. So again, just come to neutral spine, hands on your knees. And again, inhale, lift that knee up, and then exhale out to the left side. Or if you've done the other leg, that's fine as well. Feeling a stretch in your hips here, your psoas muscles. Bring that knee back to center. Inhale the knee up towards your chest, left knee. Exhale, open up that hip. Flex your toes here. You can see my toes aren't pointing down or to the sides. They're flexed. And then bring that knee back to center. Inhale, lift that left knee back up and out to the side, and maybe do some rotations of your hip here. And then bring that knee back to center. Lift that right knee up and out. Rotate that knee in some circles here, and then bring that knee back down. Now readjust, because as we move, you're going to find yourself maybe sliding forward or back in the chair, so make sure you readjust. Bring those arms out in front of you with your fingertips facing up and give them a wiggle wave. Hi everybody, yes, hello. And then bend those fingers towards the ground. This is great for your wrists, for writing, working on the computers and the Chromebooks and all that great stuff that we're doing right now, right? So just really get into those joints and then make a fist and do some rolls of your wrists here as well. Maybe opposite way. So if you go one way, then make sure you go the other way. Don't stop there. You can hear some cracks for me perhaps, and then bring your hands back down, readjust as you inhale and sweep your arms up overhead. Bring your fingertips to your shoulder here. Your elbows are out, they're nice and even with the ground, they're not down or up, right? They're even. As you inhale and lengthen and exhale, bring those elbows together, chin to your chest. And then inhale and open. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, open. Getting a wonderful stretch across your back, maybe even up your neck. Feet planted on the ground in front of you, feeling length again. Inhaling and exhaling. And then bring your arms back down, give it a shake, and wrap those arms around you, chin to chest again, giving yourself a nice body hug. Opening those arms up, switch which arm was on top, and another big body hug here as well. A few more exercises here. Goal post your arms, fingertips up again, giving a nice wave, and then drop those fingers to the ground. Inhale up. This is a different rotation of your shoulders. So it's nice to move each of our individual muscles. And as we concentrate and really be isometric here and just really focus on tiny muscles, that concentration and focus is really what yoga is about. So up and down. And then bring your arms back down and shake again. Bring your arms all the way up to the ceiling, and then exhale, your arms behind you, and you can hold on to the sides of the chair if you want, or you can just have your hands next to the chair. And just open up, tiny back bend here. If you want to, you can even grab your hands behind your back. So you can even take your hands and grab them and really open up the back here as well. I have an opening in the back of my chair, so my hands can easily slide back there. But if you don't, just hold on to the edges, the sides, the legs of the chair. And then release your hands and give your shoulders some rolls, up and down, side to side. Inhale your arms up overhead. And then exhale and open up to the left. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind you, maybe on the base of the seat of the chair or the legs of your chair. Your chin neutral. And on each inhale and exhale, maybe you twist a little more open to the side. You want to have a nice chest opener here. You don't want to be all crunched down, right? So really push those shoulders back. And then come back to center. Inhale your arms up overhead and exhale and twist open to the right. Left hand on right knee. Again, you can hold the side of the chair, the seat of your chair as you inhale. And exhale, maybe opening up just a little bit more in this twist. Twists are great for digestion and stress and cleansing and all that good stuff, all those organs down there in that solar chakra, stomach area. Inhale your arms back up overhead and then back down. And you can push your blocks out of the way if you were using them. I'm going to moving into a few sun salutations. It's a little bit easier to come forward on the edge of your seat here. So if you were sitting a little farther back, Move your bum up to the edge of the seat and your feet planted nice and firm. It's sometimes nice to put a block in between your feet so that you know the distance that your legs should be in. It's okay that there's a little bit of a dip there in your thighs that we talked about earlier. So inhale, your arms up overhead. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, fingertips to the ground, or if you don't want to go all the way down to the ground, hands to your knees. And then inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to your shins. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips to the ground. Inhale, reach those arms all the way up overhead using your core here. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, all the way down to the ground or to your knees. If you don't want to go all the way down, sometimes if you have blood pressure issues, coming all the way down and back up can make you dizzy. So be cognizant of that for yourself. So inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins, and your gaze should be looking down in front of you, not up at the screen, if at all possible. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands all the way up to the ceiling. One more time. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press those feet into the ground. Use that core to lift your torso back up. And then bring those hands down through Anjali Mudra. We're going to add a stretch to this. So inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stretch those arms up overhead. And then bring your hands down to your thighs, and right arm will go over the right side. Maybe you gaze up at the ceiling. Maybe your gaze stays straight, depending on how your neck feels. Bring both hands to your thighs. Inhale, arms up overhead. Upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press those feet in the ground. Use that core to sweep those hands up overhead, down through heart center if you choose. Hands to your thighs as you reach that left arm up overhead for a side stretch here. Feel a nice stretch all the way up your side. Try to make sure both hips are seated on the chair and one isn't kind of poking up, right? So if it is, push them both down. Maybe you come out of that side stretch. Bring your arms back down. Inhale your arms up overhead, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead and then down through heart center. This time we're going to prayer twist to the right. So you'll lean forward just a bit in your chair, right? Lean forward a bit as you inhale and then exhale and twist open to the right side. So left elbow on right knee. And try to really open up that chest to the right side. Thumb knuckles on your chest here. If you feel that your right shoulder is kind of curling over and you can't open it as much, maybe just come up, bring that elbow a little bit higher up on that thigh. And breathe here. Don't forget your breath, that calming breath. And then come out of that twist, sweep your arms up overhead. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. We're going to twist, to the left. We can't do one without the other. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, twist open to the left side. Right elbow on left knee. Thumb knuckle to your chest. And your gaze should be over to the left side, trying to keep that chest nice and open, pressing down through the base, through your pelvis, your sits bones there, so you don't slide off the chair, pressing into the ground with your feet, feeling that length even in this twist here, that space. Raise your arms back up overhead on the inhale and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep your arms up overhead on the inhale and then back down through heart center. And now we're going to move into a little isolation exercise, right? I was kind of talking about that. So I still have that block between my feet. It feels really good right there, but we're just going to move at the waist. So hips will stay nice and stable on that chair, hands on your thighs, and really just start to rotate your waist in a clockwise manner, very slow. When you work on these isolation activities, it really helps with concentration because you're just moving one muscle or maybe two muscles. And so that connection, well, that's yoga, right? You gain knowledge, confidence in your body and yourself. And when you're ready, switch direction that you're moving that waist in. This is great for your obliques and your low back, especially from sitting so much. Oh, that feels so good. Okay, and then just sort of shake it out here, right? We've done goddess squat on the floor, but we are now going to do it in the chair. So I am pushing my blocks out of the way. Again, sitting at the edge of your seat, reposition yourself. Your feet are going to have a good 2-3 feet in between. Your toes are going to be about at a 45-degree angle pointed out, right? See my little babies there, they're sort of stuck. Hands on your knees, really get grounded in your sits bones. Maybe close your eyes here for a few breaths. Feel that opening in your inner thigh, feeling that groundedness in your belly as you lift and breathe. Again, that nice breath that we were doing at the beginning of class where we could really feel that breath opening up our rib cage, opening up our chest, and letting it dissolve as we exhale back down. Letting that breath be the power, the energy in our body that moves us through the day. And we have the power to calm ourselves and come to clarity and concentration just by using our breath. Now slowly start to move again in your belly, that waist in clockwise position again. Let's get a little movement here, just like we did in that waist side to side, only we're in that goddess squat. So move in circles to the left, counterclockwise, and then clockwise, really trying to keep that base, those hips on your bottom on the edge of the seat, right? Just sort of circle around, really get into it a little bit, and make it juicy here, right? And then we're going to do some side stretches here, so come to stillness. Bring your arms up overhead on the inhale, and then exhale your left hand to the inside of your left knee. You can always bend your arm and bring your forearm to your knee. We've done that. Or if you want to keep your arms straight here, you can, and press the back of your palm into your calf muscle here. And really try to twist open so your heart is open here as well. Feeling that space, feeling that openness, left arm up overhead. I didn't say that already. And smile. Don't forget to smile here and breathe. Lift your toes and maybe lay them back on the mat. And then come back to center. Reach both hands up on the inhale and then exhale your hands back down to your knees. We're going to come to the other side of that stretch. So inhale, arms up overhead, and exhale, right hand, either the forearm to the knee or the back of your hand to your shin. As you stretch open and twist, really rotating your torso here so you have a great opening in your chest to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale, your palm of your hand facing forward, so it's not the back of your hand, but the front of your hand. And hold this here for a few breaths, feeling the length in your spine, your breath moving you into this twist. And then bring your hands to your knees. And again, maybe move into a few cat-cows here, right? Just to really get into your back, because we were doing a few stretches there. It's nice to just inhale into cow and then exhale into cat pose. and then come to stillness. We're going to move to cat-cow. Again, only lift your knee up towards your chest. So when we inhale and we come to cow pose, right, shoulders back and down, chin up, looking up towards the ceiling. And then exhale to cat pose. Lift one of those legs up and flex those feet as your chin comes to your chest. And then foot back down on the inhale, come to cow pose. And then exhale, lift the other knee up towards your chest, chin down into cat, rounding that back. Move through a few of these lifted leg cat cows on your own. Exhaling into cat with that rounded back and inhaling to cow. This is a bit of a core exercise here. Also great for your thighs and your side muscles. And then come to stillness. And from here, we're going to do a warrior pose before we come to our shavasana. So move your bum, your right bum to the right edge or the left edge of your chair, right? So you have your bottom, just your leg is kind of on the edge. So you are not square on your seat, but you've now moved your right bum over, and your foot, your right knee will be in line with your right ankle, that 90 degrees. But then that left foot is going to go behind you, very nice and straight here. And you're going to push and straighten that left leg behind you so the pinky side of your foot is in the ground and pressing in the ground, right? If you have trouble with this, you can always take your blocks if you want and bring them to the side and stack them. You can do that too. So when you put that foot behind you, you can rest your knee on those blocks. You don't have to have your foot all the way back behind you. It's nice and straight, but that's the traditional warrior here, right? So push that foot back behind you and put your hands on your hips and just rotate those hips open so they're in front of you, not to the side. We want them in front. As you might have to shift. You might have to shift here. Push back on that left foot so you are engaging all the way up that leg to your pelvis. You might even feel yourself lift a little bit off the chair here. Hips forward. Don't let that right knee swing open. Making sure that it's nice and straight in front of you, shoulders down. Breathing here. Feeling that nice lift up. And then maybe sweep your arms up overhead. And then cactus your arms here. Inhale your arms up overhead. And then exhale cactus. Inhale arms up overhead. And then cactus. Bring your hands back down and bring that left foot to meet your right. We're going to move to the other side. If you want to bring the blocks with you, you can. So now take that left hip to the right side of your chair. And again, you're going to have that 90-degree bend in that front left knee. And then slide that right foot, that right leg, I should say, behind you so it's nice and long. And I'm going to come to the side so you can see what it looks like here. So right that 90-degree here. And then pushing back so I have a nice long length in the back of my leg, right? So pushing back through your heel, through that pinky side of your right foot. Again, hips should be square in front of you. Bring your arms up overhead, shoulders down away from your ears, palms facing each other. You might feel a little lift here again, right? Let that breath carry you. If you're feeling unsteady, you can bring that knee down to those blocks if you have them there. And on the next inhale, bend your elbows into those cactus arms. Exhale back up. Inhale down. Exhale up, or the opposite. Exhale down and inhale up, palms facing each other when you raise those arms up overhead. Move into this a few more times on your own. And bring your hands down through heart center as you let that right foot meet your left and come back to seated in the middle of your seat and just march it out. March, 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 right? And now we're going to do a figure 4 in the chair. So again, blocks are super handy here. So you can take your blocks and stack those feet on top of those blocks again. Take your left ankle, put it on top of your right knee. Take your hands, put one hand on your knee, one hand on your ankle, and inhale and lengthen up through your sits bones. So again, nice tall spine here. As you exhale, maybe your torso starts to fold over that bent leg. Maybe it just stays up straight. This is a very intense stretch in the thigh. So just inhale and exhale, breathing, looking down at the floor in front of you. On each inhale and exhale, maybe your torso moves a little closer to that shin that's crossed. And really just let your breath start to circle that left hip. As I know right about now, it might start to be yelling at you a little bit. So use that breath to soothe and massage your leg and your leg muscles. And I'll come back up to seated and just take that leg off of the other one and just give yourself some marches here. March, march, march. Shake, shake, shake. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Shake them out. And now you're going to take that right ankle and put it on top of your left knee in that figure 4 position. Again, hands on knee and ankle. Pressing down with that left foot on the block or the ground as you lengthen and lift out through the crown of your head. Inhaling and then exhaling. Maybe folding over with your torso, maybe just staying up nice and straight in your chair. Using each inhalation and exhalation and the force of your hands if you choose. You can press into that knee to get a little bit of a straighter line with your knee. Feel a nice juicy stretch in that right hip as we did the left. Using your breath to massage that hip as it starts to feel cranky here. You start to feel that you're falling forward out of your chair. Make sure you push back again. Balance before strength. So push back. On your next inhale, come back up to seated, and again, just sort of march those feet out, shake them out, shake the hips out a little bit. Now we're going to move into a hamstring stretch before we go to Shavasana. So that's where that strap can come in handy, or you might not need it, or if you have a belt or a scarf. So on your inhale, bring your left foot up to meet your hand, right? You can use peace fingers and take those peace fingers around your toe, or you can grab the outside of your toe here to straighten your leg out in front of you. So if this is not in your wheelhouse and doesn't feel very comfortable here, because you want to have a nice straight spine when you do this. So if I turn to the side and I bring my foot out and my spine is curved and you need to keep that straight long length there, that stability, then you might want to use the strap around the ball of your feet or a belt. So take that strap, put it around the pads of your toes and hold on to that strap with your left hand, and you can press into that strap with your foot, keeping that length in your spine. Breathe here. And then drop that strap or your toe. And again, we're going to go to the other side. So right foot up, you can use the strap around the cushion, the base of your toes here. Or just hold on to your big toe with your peace finger as you inhale and push that foot out in front of you with that lift up in your spine. You should feel a great stretch in your hamstring, the back of your legs. Inhaling and exhaling, breathing here. Now bring that foot back down to the mat and just again do those marches, maybe a few rotations in your hips. We're going to come to Shavasana. So you have a mat here on the ground. Perhaps you can always come to traditional Shavasana on your mat. I do have a bolster, so you can always just sit back in your seat. I have a back on my chair, so I can just sit back if I want, hands on my lap, eyes closed. Or you can even take a bolster with those blocks with your feet under it and cross your arms and just bring your head down like that into a nice supported Shavasana on a seat. So you can do that. Come into Shavasana as you want. So I'll give you a few seconds here to move into that yummy Shavasana pose. And again, get super comfortable, wiggle around. When you come to your Shavasana, I want you to tense up your feet, right? Really tense those feet up and those ankles and those calves, and then release them into the ground. And now tense up those thighs and your bum. Tense those up really, really hard. Just really tense everything up, and then release it into the ground. And now tense up your torso, your belly, your back, maybe the back of your shoulders, that scapula area, and then release it into the ground. Same with your arms and your hands. Tense your hands, maybe make a fist, really tense everything up, and then release it into the ground. And last but not least, your face. Scrunch your face up, make a really funny face with your face, really scrunch it up, and then release and relax. And wherever you are, melt into the chair or the floor, just like your clay, and you're making an imprint in the ground. Let your breath be soft and easy and comfortable. Continuing to breathe here. And you can choose to start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Since you're at home, you can always stay in Shavasana for a little longer. But if you'd like to come out, just start to make tiny movements with your fingers and your toes, whether you're on your chair or on the ground. And when you're ready, open your eyes or roll over onto the side if you're on the ground and come up to seated. And gently let those eyes flicker open. And together we'll bring our hands up to Anjali Mudra, thumb knuckles to our heart center. Thank you all for practicing a little chair yoga today. It's so wonderful sometimes to try something different and get out of our comfort zone. I wish all of you health and happiness and peace and joy. Namaste.